Welcome to the 16th season of QuizMe, presented by CNC. On today's show, our championship match as the Heather Park Highlanders take on Southridge for the QuizMe Cup. Let's head to the CKPG studios and join Quizmaster Catherine Henson.
Welcome to the QuizMe Championship. The winner of this match will take home the QuizMe Cup. Let's get straight to the questions with snappers. In golf, hitting your tee shot into the hole is called what, Heather Park?
Hole in one.
Correct. This superhero began her career as a Russian spy. Heather
Wonder
Park?
Woman.
No, I'll finish the question for Southridge. The superhero began her career as a Russian spy, but has since defected to the United States and now works for S.H.I.E.L.D. Southridge.
Black Widow.
That's correct. What would be a category word for these items? Haiku, limerick, Heather Park.
Poetry.
Yes. A group of crows is called a what? Southridge.
Murder.
Yes. The yen is the official currency of what? Heather Park.
China.
No. Southridge.
Japan.
Correct. Alfred Nobel of Nobel Prize fame invented what destructive material? Heather Park.
Dynamite.
Yes. The Great Wall might be one of the most...
China.
Yes, one of the most celebrated symbols of China. Referring to radio or television, what do the letters CBC stand for?
Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
That's correct. How many events are there in a decathlon? Heather Park.
10.
That's right. Our first video question of the game is hosted by a QuizMe alumni.
Hi, I'm Kirsten, and I was on the Glenview QuizMe team. My question for you is, some doctors specialize in a specific area of medicine. What do cardiologists study?
Southridge.
The study of the heart.
That is correct. The score after our first set of questions, Heather Park at 50, Southridge also at 50. Join us for more QuizMe after this break.
QuizMe, presented by CNC, is brought to you in part by Diversified Transportation for all your transportation needs, bringing our community safely home. QuizMe, presented by CNC, brought to you in part by Joey's Restaurant, a tasty little place for seafood.
Let's meet today's teams and the players. From the Heather Park Highlanders, we have Josiah, Talon, and Charlotte. And from Southridge, Waji, Aiden, and Ali. Our judge for today's match is Todd Whitcomb from UNBC. Time now for theme questions. These are a series of questions on the same topic. The following questions are about books. Subtitled, An Unexpected Journey. What novel chronicles the exploits of Bilbo Baggins? Southridge.
The Hobbits.
Yes. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepare to die, is a line from which novel and movie? Southridge?
Alex Rider.
No. Heather Park, would you like to try? The answer there, The Princess Bride. Starting with The Bad Beginning, what series of books? Heather Park?
Series of Unfortunate Events.
Yes. Following questions are about the sun, the moon, and the earth. In which month is the earth closest to the sun? Southridge?
January.
Yes. When the moon is between the sun and the earth, Heather Park?
Lunar eclipse.
No. Southridge?
Solar eclipse.
Correct. When the earth is between the sun and Heather
Lunar
Park?
eclipse.
Yes. The gravitational attraction between the sun, the moon, and the earth results in what ocean? Southridge?
Tides.
Yes. The following theme questions are about styles of poetry. This poetry style is only 5 lines, along with an... Southridge?
Limerick.
Yes. This poetry consists of only 3 lines. Southridge?
Haiku.
Correct. These poems are 14... Heather Park?
Sonnet.
Yes, that's correct. In this form of poetry, the lines don't necessarily rhyme. Southridge?
Free verse.
Yes. For our next video question, we head to the Central Interior Railway and Forestry Museum.
The station master used this hoop to give what to the train engineers passing by?
Southridge?
Orders.
Yes, we'll accept that answer. Our next category of questions is all about science. What is believed to lie at the heart of the Milky Way galaxy?
A black hole.
Yes. What common illness kills between 250,000 and 500,000 people? Heather Park?
Malaria.
No. Southridge?
Cancer. The Black Death.
The answer, the flu. A herpetologist is a scientist who studies... Heather Park?
Plants.
No, I'll finish the question for Southridge. A herpetologist is a scientist who studies amphibians and what other types of animals? Southridge?
Reptiles.
Correct. Your umbilicus is better known by what common name? Southridge?
Amphibian.
No. Heather Park?
Appendix.
The answer, belly button. In an ecosystem, predation is the relationship between a predator and its Southridge?
Prey.
Correct. We shiver when we get cold, and sometimes we get these all over our bodies. Southridge?
Goosebumps.
Yes. The layer of permanently frozen soil. Southridge?
Topsoil. Permafrost.
Yes. Animals which are generally active and hunt at night are called what, Heather Park?
Nocturnal.
Yes. Conventionally, your sense of taste is made up of sweet.
Salty.
Sorry, not the answer we're looking for. Southridge, conventionally, your sense of taste is made up of sweet, sour, salt, and what?
Bitter.
Yes. Human and avian hearts have 4 chambers. How many chambers do fish hearts have? Heather Park?
2.
Yes. A video question wraps up the science category, presented by Professor Todd Whitcomb.
The nucleus of an atom is made up of protons and neutrons. What fundamental particle makes up protons and neutrons?
Heather Park?
Electrons.
No. Southridge, would you like to try?
Electrons.
The answer, quarks. Time now for our image gallery. We'll show you some pictures and ask you questions about them. What are you saying in English if you ask someone, comment allez-vous in French? Heather Park?
How are you?
Yes. Unscramble these letters to get an Australian bird who might laugh at you. Heather Park?
Kookaburra.
Correct. One of the natural wonders of Canada, in what province? Heather Park?
British Columbia.
No. In what province might you find Moraine Lake? Southridge, would you like to try?
Alberta.
Yes. This Parliament building with its Peace Tower, Heather Park?
Ottawa.
Yes. Peking duck derives its title from the no longer used name for a city in which country? Southridge?
China.
Correct. One of the distinguishing characteristics of a raspberry is that its core is what? Southridge?
Hollow.
Yes. The voice of Detective Pikachu in the 2019 movie, Southridge?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes. With an adamantine skeleton and retractable claws, Wolverine was part of which superhero group? Southridge?
X-Men.
Correct. Which European country is shown in red? Southridge?
Denmark.
Yes. On October 17th, 2017, Gord Downey passed away. Heather Park?
The Tragically Hip.
Yes. Using an array of radio telescopes, astronomers have finally been able to image one of these massive objects.
A black hole.
Correct. What year is represented by these Roman numerals? Southridge?
2019.
That's correct. Back to snappers now, worth 10 points each. Which Renaissance painter and sculptor painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? Heather Park?
Michelangelo.
Yes. How many wives did Henry VIII have? Heather Park?
8.
No. Southridge? Go ahead.
6.
Yes. 2 Canadian provinces do not share a border with the United States. Heather Park?
Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland.
That's correct. The soup borscht is made using what? Heather Park?
Beets.
Yes. If you are hitting 300, how many times on average will you hit a ball in 10 at-bats? Southridge?
3.
Yes. Which bones house the spinal cord? Southridge?
Vertebrae.
Yes, that's correct. In what section of the orchestra would you find a violin? Heather Park?
Strings.
Right. Like the Egyptians, the Mayans sometimes built these to bury rulers in. Southridge?
Tombs.
No, I'm sorry, not the answer we're looking for. Heather Park?
Pyramids.
Right. What legendary singer joined The Voice as a coach for the 2019 season? Southridge?
Lady Gaga.
Over to Heather Park. Go ahead.
Kelly Clarkson.
The answer, John Legend. In the Jungle Book, what type of animal is Baloo? Heather Park?
Bear.
Right. What river flows through Vancouver and the... Heather Park?
Fraser River.
Yes. The series Cheese Sweet Home was first published in what language? Heather Park?
Japanese.
Yes. If the DNA in a single cell was stretched out as far as it could reach, would it measure?
To the moon.
Sorry, I'll finish the question for Heather Park. If the DNA in a single cell was stretched out as far as it could reach, would it measure 2 centimeters, 20 centimeters, or 2 meters? Heather Park?
2 meters.
Right. North, east, south, or west, which general direction would you travel if you go from Toronto to Montreal? Heather Park?
East.
Yes. The score now. Heather Park Highlanders at 260, Southridge at 280. Join us for more QuizMe after this break.
QuizMe, presented by CNC, is brought to you in part by Great White Toys Comics Games. At Great White, it's always a good time to play. QuizMe, presented by CNC, bringing people and potential together for 50 years.
Let's get this round going with more snappers. A famous fossil from Mongolia contains a Proceratops locked in combat with what other dinosaur? Heather Park?
Triceratops?
No. Southridge? Go ahead.
Velociraptor.
Yes, that's correct. In Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, the Queen of Hearts invites Alice to play what game? Heather Park?
Chess.
No. Southridge?
Croquet.
Yes. In which country would you find almost 20% of the world's fresh water? Heather Park?
Canada.
Correct. The Canadian Charter of Rights asserts the rights of Canadian Aboriginal peoples, including First Nations, Métis, and what other Indigenous peoples? Southridge?
Inuit?
Yes. What type of vegetable has habanero, bell, and jalapeno?
Peppers.
Yes. If you fly from Cairo to New York, what ocean would you pass over? Heather Park?
Atlantic Ocean.
Correct. Carbon dating is a scientific technique used by archaeologists to determine what? Heather Park?
The age of something.
Yes. If you are using flippers, an oxygen tank. Heather Park?
Snorkeling.
No. Southridge?
Scuba diving.
Yes. What is the title you give to your parents'
Great-great-grandparents.
No. Southridge, what is the title you give to your parents' parents? Go ahead.
Great-grandparents.
Yes. Which Canadian city is the 4th largest French-speaking city? Heather Park?
Quebec City.
No. Southridge?
Montreal.
Yes. When she went to her cupboard, what was Mother Hubbard looking for? Heather Park?
A bone.
Yes. Now for our next video question, presented by a research professor from UNBC.
Hi, my name is Ted Binema. I research Aboriginal history at the University of Northern British Columbia. The Canadian Constitution recognizes 3 groups of Aboriginal people in Canada. My question for you, what are those 3 groups?
Southridge?
Inuit. Aboriginal and Métis.
Yes, we'll accept that answer. Time now for the math category. Correct answers worth 10 points. What is 60 divided by 6? Heather Park?
10. 2.
No. Southridge?
10.
Yes. When you multiply numbers, the answer is called a product. Southridge?
Quotient.
Yes, that's the correct answer. That's what the answer is called when you divide numbers. A container has a volume of 145 cubic centimeters. What is its capacity in Southridge?
145 milliliters.
That's correct. 17 times 17, or 17 squared, is equal to what? Southridge?
149.
No. Heather Park, would you like to try?
148.
The answer, 289. Many decorative objects are polygons with sides of equal length. How many sides does a decagon have? Southridge?
10.
Yes. -4 minus -8 results in what number? Heather Park?
Positive 4.
Yes. As a fraction in its lowest form, what is 10%? Heather Park?
1/10. 1/10.
Yes. 7 minus 4 plus 5 equals what? Southridge?
8.
Yes. The square root of 49 is equal to what? Heather Park?
7.
Yes. Driving at 40 kilometers per hour for 15 minutes. How far would you go, Southridge?
10.
Yes. Our next video question is hosted by Joel Ewert, a QuizMe alumni and a Paralympic hopeful.
What is the only Paralympic sport that involves full chair-to-chair contact?
Heather Park?
Wheelchair basketball.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Southridge, would you like to try?
Wheelchair football.
The answer, wheelchair rugby. Let's test your language skills next with English class. What is the adverb in the sentence? The police immediately responded. Southridge?
Immediately.
Correct. Gurjeet is as cute as a bug's ear. Southridge.
Simile.
Yes. Lewis Carroll wrote 2 books about Alice. The first was Alice in Wonderland. Heather Park?
Alice Through the Looking Glass.
That's what the second one was called. That's correct. Rearrange the letters in the word bleats to a place where you might find a horse. Heather Park?
Stable.
Yes. What is the adverb formed from the adjective true? Heather Park?
Truly.
Yes. Set against the snowy backdrop, the lynx was almost invisible.
INVISIBLE.
That is the correct spelling of invisible, but not the spelling word we're looking for. Southridge, spell the word lynx.
LYNX.
That's correct. Aisle or aisle, spell the word that is a passage between rows of
AISLE.
Yes. Verb meaning to exist or part of Hamlet's.
To be. Be.
Yes. Who is the ruler of the enchanted land of Equestria? Heather Park?
Princess Celestia.
Yes. What is the preposition in the sentence, the cat was on the counter? Heather Park?
On.
Yes. Rearrange the letters in the word wake to give the opposite of strong. Southridge?
Weak. Weak.
Correct. What is the adjective in the sentence? Foxes hunt small animals.
Small.
Yes. The contraction for is not is what, Heather Park?
Isn't.
Yes. Through the fog came the call, man overboard. Spell the word.
OVERBOARD.
That's correct. Our last video question of the game is presented by CKPG-TV news anchor Kendall Robertson.
The conversation on sexual abuse and harassment went viral in 2018, with millions of women using this hashtag to share their stories.
Southridge.
Hashtag me too.
That's correct. We'll finish up with snappers, 10 points for each of these. According to the common saying, what are you not supposed to throw out with the bathwater, Heather Park?
The baby. The baby.
Yes. In what body part would you find the radius and ulna? Heather Park?
Ear.
No. Southridge?
Arm.
Yes. This UK artist has albums named after math symbols. Plus, Southridge?
Andy Warhol.
No. Finish.
Ed Sheeran.
Yes, that's correct, Heather Park. When the dinosaurs first evolved, there was just one continent on the planet. What was it called, Southridge?
Pangea.
Yes. The hot dog was first sold in what country, Heather Park?
The United States.
Correct. By mass, the elephant is the largest land animal. Southridge?
Blue whale.
Sorry, finish the question for Heather Park. By mass, the elephant is the largest land animal, but which animal is the tallest? Heather Park?
Giraffe.
Correct. What type of fishing requires a very light lure? Heather Park?
Fly fishing.
Correct. What is the colored part of the human eyeball called? Heather Park?
Iris.
Yes. What gas produced by combustion traps Earth's heat? Southridge?
Carbon dioxide.
Yes. In what year did the First World War start? Southridge?
1914.
Correct. If you were to write a book about your own life, what would it be called, Southridge?
Autobiography.
Correct. In which story do you find Tweedledee and Tweedledum? Heather Park?
Alice in Wonderland.
No, I'm sorry. Southridge, would you like to try? Go ahead.
Alice's Adventures in Wonderland.
The answer, Alice Through the Looking Glass. A major source of edible oil, this seed crop was developed in Canada. Heather Park?
Canola.
Yes. In The Crimes of Grindelwald, fans were excited to see Dumbledore return to screen. What other Hogwarts professor makes a return in the movie, Southridge?
Professor McGonagall. What? Professor McGonagall. Professor McGonagall?
Yes. Which dinosaur's name means three-horned face? Heather Park?
Triceratops.
Yes. And that was our last question of the game. We'll be back to declare our QuizMe champion after this break.
QuizMe, presented by CNC. The UNBC video questions are brought to you by the University of Northern BC. Visit us at unbc.ca. QuizMe, presented by CNC, bringing people and potential together for 50 years.
Our judge has confirmed the final score. We have the Heather Park Highlanders with 5-10, Southridge with 5-30. A great game today from Maddie, Josiah, Talon, and Charlotte. Here to present the silver medals to the Heather Park team is Todd Whitcomb from UNBC. And now to present the gold medals, Cindy Norum, a valued member of the QuizMe production team for many years, now retired from School District 57. She will present the gold medals to the Southridge team, to Waji, Aiden, Ali, and Omar. And now, to present the QuizMe Cup to Southridge, we have Henry Reiser, President of the College of New Caledonia. Congratulations to Southridge.
Congratulations to Southridge, winner of the QuizMe Cup. Thanks to all the teams that took part in the 16th season of QuizMe, presented by CNC.